Okay, so this video will explain some of the strats that weren't in Matt's UC2 Any% tutorial. A lot of his guide is still valid, but there are certain strats which weren't known at the time, or are potentially easier or faster alternatives, so I'll be going over them here. I've also put the controller inputs displayed on the bottom right, so you can refer to those if you don't know exactly how I did something. Alright, so let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to explain is book launches, but an alternative way. So the way Matt explained it in his tutorial was to do diagonal book launches. So we're in chapter 3 right now, and this is the first time that you'll encounter a book launch in the route. So you can set up a diagonal book launch using this ledge here. If you stagger off it and then let's get a stagger. Yeah, so now if I was to stop aiming, then Nate would go into a stagger, and I could do a diagonal book launch by holding upright and then journal, like so. That wasn't a very good one, and this is kind of the problem with diagonal book launches. You need to have good timing, and you need to like get a real feel for it, in terms of like the muscle memory for like when to let go of aim. And so yeah, that one was better. That one would work for a run, but it's kind of difficult, and if you're like starting out, then it will take some practice to get used to the timing. So an alternative way that you can do book launches, which doesn't rely on going diagonally and doesn't require you to have like good timing like that, is to do them sideways. So if you stagger and then recover fully like this, if I was to hold directly to the right, so not upright but like directly right, and then press journal, then you could also book launch that way, like this. So as you can see, I didn't get as much height on this one as I did for the diagonal book launch, but it still worked. So this is an alternative way you can do it. I'll show it off again. So here we get stagger, hold directly right, and then then press journal. Again, you still need to have the timing for when to press journal, but this way it's easier in terms of you don't have to time it as like precisely once you get the stagger. You can just wait for the stagger to end, and then after he's recovered, you can go straight into it.
How are we gonna get across? There's a ladder.
Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to explain is zip airwalks. So for this part in chapter 7, you can do an airwalk like straight across here, and that will just cross the gap, and then once you're on the stairs, you can checkpoint restart, and then it will place you in the fight up there. So you could do a normal airwalk. There is a bit of risk with that, in that if you are too far right, then you'll get stuck like right over there, and then you won't get the checkpoint. So if you do it that way, then you want to make sure that you're not going too far right, and that you go this way. If you go into the wall also, then you'll get the checkpoint there, but you won't get the checkpoint for the fight because you haven't gone on the steps. So yeah, that's like the slower way. But there is an alternative way. If you use this corner here, you can actually zip across, well, do a zip airwalk across. So I'll explain how zips work first. If you have a corner, and this works anywhere in the game where you have a gun and you can use the journal. Let's say we're going to use this corner, for example. If you were to hold it, well, if you were to like get right on the corner of it, and then if I was to hold up left right now and then press journal, I would be able to zip across like to the left. So I'll show that now. Like this. So you see how it like flung me across to the left? So that's basically a zip. You could also use that to do an airwalk instead of like a regular zip. So okay, so that wasn't a good one because I went the wrong direction. But this is like the basic concept. You can airwalk using a zip if you combine those two techniques,
How are
and
we gonna
then
get
that
across?
will like
There's a ladder on the
fling
far
you
side.
across really fast, and you can cover this distance very quickly.
Current's too strong. We'll
So
never
the
make it.
way most people usually set this up is using this corner here. You don't want to be like too close to the corner, because if you like if you like start it from here, then it can place you in very weird like well you can go in very weird directions. So like you can go like around the corner and then like you can start going like that way. I've seen sometimes like people go like off that direction even though you're holding like to go upright. So you want to be like a little bit behind the corner, so like around here should work. So don't be over here, like be like over here-ish. Um, yeah, this should be fine. So yeah, you want to be like against the wall, um, over here. You can also like reposition the camera like however you want. I've seen some people like do it like this. I usually keep it straight. Um, you can also keep it like this depending on how you want to hold the left stick to initiate it. And like this will vary like depending on which zip you want to do. Um, so just try it out like in a like just try like different ways and then see what works best for you. I usually set it up like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the long gun and then hold upright and then press journal. And like you'll need to look at my controller inputs to see like the timing for it. But that's basically the order of things that I'm going to be doing. And then once I get like on those stairs, like you kind of like glitch through them because of how fast you're going. But once you like reach there, you can checkpoint restart and it will place you in the fight. So I'll do the zip airwalk once, and then I'll like pause like when I'm like over here to like show you like how it's supposed to look, and then I'll show you again, and then this time I'll checkpoint restart on the stairs. So here we go. I'll set it up. Chloe. Okay, actually I'll move Chloe out of the way first because I don't want her to block me. Okay, that should be fine. Whatever. Usually she's not there, but because I was here for what? Hello? Anyway, it should be okay. I don't think she'll block me. So switch the long gun upright and then journal. Okay, wait. I didn't do that because he started putting the pistol away. But yeah. So there we go. So as you can see, I got flung like way off to the right. And if I was to keep going, then I would land on the stairs, and then I could checkpoint restart and it would place me in the fight. So here it is again.
Great.
How are we gonna get across? There's a ladder
Okay,
on the
gonna
far
line
side.
myself up, adjust the camera,
Maybe we should swim across.
and
Current's too
oh,
strong. We'll never make it.
there we go. Yeah, so you can still recover it because the zip will be carrying you like further forwards to the right. That doesn't usually happen, but usually it goes like straight across and land up on the stairs. But even if you get stuck, then I think that should still happen. But yeah, I'm gonna checkpoint restart now, and now we're in the fight, and that's the zip airwalk. Okay, we're in chapter 9 now, and I'm going to be explaining a different way to do the airwalk to get up there. So if you saw Matt's tutorial, the way he set it up was to come over here, aim like forwards, and then using that stagger there, you can do a forwards upwards airwalk, and then that will like push you up there, and then on top of that massive statue. So this is a good way to get up there, and it is a quick method. Assuming you don't fall off this ledge, which is kind of awkward to maneuver on. But it's like kind of difficult in terms of timing it, and like recently, like I've been having a lot of trouble with getting enough height off this airwalk, because I've kind of lost the muscle memory for it. And if you want to do it that way, then that's great. If you can do it that way, it will probably be a bit quicker than this method if you get a fast airwalk. But there is an alternative way to do it. So using this ledge here, you can do a sidewards upwards airwalk, and that will like take you like across the same route, like over there, and then on top of the head. So the way to do this is similar to the Chapter 3 book launch alternative that I was talking about earlier. So you can set up a stagger, and then using this stagger, like once you recover, you can do a book launch to the left, except this time we're not doing a book launch, we can do an airwalk instead. So if I equip the pistol, if I switch to the long gun and then hold straight left and then journal, and then grenade and then journal, it's kind of like tricky to explain in terms of like the order of things because there's a lot going on. But if you practice it a few times, you should get the muscle memory for it. So yeah, long gun, grenade, and holding left and then journal. So refer to my controller inputs because I didn't explain that very well. But I'll show it now and then I'll restart checkpoint and then do it again. So as you can see, we've got some height on that. Now once we're on top of here, you want to throw the grenade as soon as you can, and then that will break Nate out of the soft lock. If you throw that grenade too late, then he'll keep going that direction, and then he can like fall off. Like there's like an invisible ledge here, like right here. So you want to throw it as soon as you can, to avoid like falling to your death here. But yeah, once you're up here, you can roll off here. Go over here, and then if I was to drop down now, I would go onto that eyebrow and then trigger the checkpoint. So I'll show off the airwalk again one more time. So go on to, okay, don't fall off. Yep, don't fall off. Thanks, Nate. So yeah, you want to go here, get the stagger, do the airwalk. Again, refer to my controller inputs because it's kind of hard to explain it like in words. And then come over here. I usually use this this like eye thing here to like see where I'm supposed to be going, because that's like the only thing that's visible here. Everything else is invisible, like when you're up there. But yeah, once you're here, roll off, and then you can drop down here, and we'll get this. Okay, so this next strat is a bit of a backup strat. It's not really like a strat that I'd recommend you normally use in a run, but it's like an alternative in case something goes wrong. So we're in chapter 12 now, and we're about to do a fight. So say you don't get a grenade from this guy because you get spotted. So you see the grenade over here, it's got a ninja symbol over it. That's because I stealth killed that guy, so that's why it gives you that grenade. If I was to not stealth kill him, or if I was to kill another guy, then I wouldn't get a grenade from that. And you need that grenade in order to do the upwards airwalk. So let's say this went wrong, and I didn't grab that grenade for whatever reason. We've got the shotgun, if we still kill that guy, that doesn't change. So I'm gonna kill everyone else here. Yeah, or say I forgot to pick it up before the fight ended, and then I picked it up now. Say I picked it up now, and I was to mess up this airwalk. Let's say I messed up the airwalk, and I checkpoint restarted. See, I don't have a grenade now. So if you're in this situation because you forgot to pick up the grenade, or because it didn't drop, then you're kind of stuck. Having to do the fight, or you could actually, no, you'd have to do the fight. You couldn't do like the fight skip because that requires a grenade as well. But instead, if you come up here, you don't have to blue Delana up. You can just do a book launch off this. We can get a stagger. Okay, cool. Nate, can we please not do this? Yeah, so come up here. If you this is only if you don't have a grenade. Hello, Nate, what are you doing? Okay, that might work. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. So you want to do a book launch and then come up here. Um, so you might be thinking like, how are you supposed to get across? Like, couldn't you airwalk across here? Well, you could, but you don't have a grenade to knock you out of the airwalk. So you're like in the same situation of like if you don't have a grenade like down there. So the backup strat that I'm going to show you is to do a zip off this box here, off the corner. If you like line yourself up here and then zip across, then you can end up like over there-ish where I'm aiming, like midair, and then from there you can jump across onto that platform, and that will like it'll be slower than doing the airwalk, but it's definitely a lot quicker than doing the fight. So this is like just a backup strat that you should probably be aware of, or that I would recommend you know of. Hello? Can I? Yeah. Okay, so here we're gonna be like close to the corner. I'm gonna hold upright and then journal. I'd recommend using the long gun as well because you get more distance with the long gun than the pistol. Don't put it away in it. Okay, he was just holding an invisible one. So yeah, hold upright and then journal and then... So this one might not work because I didn't do a really good airwalk. Okay, no, it still worked. So yeah, if you don't get enough distance, then it is possible for you to like fall to your death if you don't grab a ledge. So you do need to make sure that you get enough distance off the zip. So I do recommend practicing this like a few times just in case like you ever come across this situation before if you don't have a grenade. You don't really need to have a good book launch off that anyways to get up here, but if you're good at book launching then it helps. So yeah, come to the corner, line yourself up, hold upright, journal, and then you can jump across here, and then you're good to go. Okay, we're in chapter 18 now, and this is the big thing that is different to Matt's tutorial. So at the time that Matt was doing his tutorial, the newest strat for this chapter wasn't known. So he showed the old strat, which is to come over here, get in cover, aim away, do a cover clip, and then roll backwards, and it's a frame perfect roll, and then grabbing a ledge. So that's a very difficult trick. Okay, I got it there, but like it's still a very difficult trick. Most of the time I don't get it. And Matt struggled with it a lot, like when he was explaining the tutorials as well. So this isn't an easy thing to do. It's yeah, it's very difficult. And if you're like an experienced runner, then like you'll probably go for this. But if you're starting out, this is probably not the most ideal trick that you should be doing in runs. By all means, if you want to go ahead with it, then feel free to. But this is a pretty difficult trick to pull off in a run scenario. So what I'm going to be doing is explaining an alternative. And this is a bit slower, but it's a lot safer. It's like 100% consistent as long as you do it correctly, and it will probably like reduce your amount of headache by a lot compared to doing that trick. So if there's one thing to take away from this video, it's definitely this this way of doing chapter 18. So we have this corner over here, and we can actually do a zip off this corner. And then jump across to that platform over there. So if you're playing like casually, or if you're doing no major glitches or treasures, then you'll come over there, you'll pull that lever like halfway through the chapter, and then you have to climb down that that ladder. But you can actually access it now by doing the zip. So there are a lot of ways you can set this up. The way I usually set up this zip is to come across to the corner. You see, I'm aiming it like this spot over here. There's like, it's like a little triangle-ish spot on the ground, like right over there. Let's see if I can use inspect. No, that doesn't help. But yeah, like it's directly above the reticle right now. There's this little triangle. What I usually set up is, you see how Nate's shoe has like that white area, and like you see like the line, like the curved line that is like at the bottom of it. I usually set that up so that it's going into that triangle, and then I aim the reticle of the gun as far down as I can, and then move Nate so that the reticle is like in the middle of this little spot here that I'm aiming at now. I'm trying to circle it now, but yeah, you see that little white spot there, where it's kind of encompassing the reticle. So I try and set it up so that's so the reticle is like on that spot, and that Nate's shoe is like in line with that little triangle. So I stop aiming. Then I'm gonna hold forwards right a bit, and it has to be a very fast flick of the analog stick. If you do it too slowly, then it won't work. You won't get enough distance from the zip. So you want to hold it. You want to hold it very quickly, upright, but more up than right. So like 1 o'clock if you're like using clock directions. Hold it upright and then press journal. So I'll try and do it now. So yeah, that was a good zip. And then you can jump across here. So I'll try and show you the zip again, because this is like the part most people struggle with most. I'm gonna come over here. And take your time to set this up as well. There's no rush. You want to make sure you get this right. So if you want to make micro adjustments like I'm doing now, then by all means, like, take your time with this. So yeah, that's the zip. And like you can look at my controller inputs as well to see like which direction I'm holding, or like when I'm pressing journal. So from here, what you want to do is hang off the ledge, and you want to be really careful in this area because it's very easy to fall off. So you want to hang off the ledge and then go as far to the left as you can until you can't go any further. Then you want to climb up, equip the pistol, and then use inspect mode. So that will place you at a consistent position to do the next part. So this is all like setting up the next part, which is to do a downwards book launch. So I'm going to be using the journal to get some to lower my height basically, because if I was to drop down, yeah, so see, if I drop down from there, from that height, that will kill you. So you want to lower your height a bit before you drop down. And if you're like floating midair with the journal, then the game registers that as like having ground underneath you. So essentially you can like reduce your chances of like falling to your death that way. Okay, so we're gonna drop onto the ledge, go as far left as you can, climb up, equip the pistol, inspect mode. Now hold down left and then press journal, like so. So you see he loses a bit of height, and then you drop down, and now I didn't die because the game thought there was ground underneath me. So the fall wasn't like, it wasn't one continuous fall, it was like one fall down onto like an invisible platform underneath my feet where I was using the journal, and then now I'm here after dropping from that height. So you want to come over here, swing across, drop down onto this platform, then you want to come this way. You can also blind fire here to speed you up. Then we want to climb onto this platform here. Well, it's not really a platform, but we're going to make it a platform. If you climb onto this, that's fine. You can just climb up a bit and then jump across here. So once he's like over here, we're going to climb up by just tapping X once, and then hold forwards and then jump off when he climbs up, and then he'll land onto that platform over there to the left. So tapping X once, hold forward, and then jump across here. Okay, so from here we want to get onto that ledge over here, and I don't mean this gold bar over here. there's like a ledge like directly like behind it over there. So it's like a continuation of this thing here, just going a bit behind this gold bar. So we want to get onto that. So once you jump from here, there are two things that can happen. Well, there are one of two things that can happen. Either you get onto that ledge directly, or you go onto the gold bar. If you go into the gold bar, then you can still get onto that ledge. It's just a little bit slower. So ideally, you want to get onto that ledge, like directly. But even if you don't, it's still fine. So here I got onto the gold bar. If this happens, angle the camera like this, then press forwards with the left stick, and then Nate will go into this direction, then angle the camera and move right, and then he'll go onto this ledge. This is where you want to be. Okay, once he's here, you think like, where can you go now? There's like nowhere to go to. You can actually just jump across. Like there's like wooden things coming out of the wall. Yeah, they don't really exist. So yeah, we just like go onto this wall on the other side, and then from here, if you hold forwards, Nate will like look in that direction, and then you can jump across over here. So now we're here. These wheels aren't moving because we didn't activate certain triggers like earlier in the chapter. I think it's like that lever over there that you have to activate in order for these to be moving. And also we still haven't got a checkpoint since zipping across from over there to that platform. So if we die now, then we have to go back and do the zip all over again. So you want to be very careful on this wheel after climbing up, so you can jump like a few times up. So this next jump is the kind of sketchy bit. So you see how the camera zoomed in on Nate? Once you come over here, the camera will zoom in on Nate. So after it zooms in, if I try and hold backwards and jump, like nothing will happen. But if I go down one, like down one step and then try jumping, then I'll jump across onto that wheel over there. And you want to be very careful with this jump because it's possible to miss that wheel and then fall into the water. So you want to be like on the left, and make sure you're like not too low as well. So make sure you do the jump after it starts zooming in on Nate. So hold like back left and then drop down one and then jump from there. So like this. And now we're over here. Then from here we can just jump across. And then once we've climbed up and gone like further down that hallway, we can checkpoint restart, and then, well, actually we have to checkpoint restart after getting over there. Otherwise Tenzin won't be there, and then we won't be able to progress. But I'll go through this whole bit again because it's important to like get all of this down in your memory. So we're going to do a zip. And then jump across to this platform. Drop down. Go as far left as you can, climb up, pistol, inspect mode. Hold down left and then press journal. I just blind fired there because it's a bit quicker. Swing across and then drop down onto this platform. Okay. I'm gonna climb up here and then jump across here. Then from here you want to get onto this ledge, jump across, climb up, go onto the wheel. You can do a few jumps upwards. When the camera starts zooming in on Nate again, move down one and then, okay. Move down one and then, okay, hello. move down on and then jump across. You want to be like over there. If you're too far left or right, then you won't jump. You want to be like towards the left of the like towards the middle left basically. It's like middle left, middle left. Be at the middle left, and then you can jump across here. Then just jump across normally. Come over here, and once you're here, you can checkpoint restart. Yeah, that's it. And Tenzin's over there. Alright, now I'm going to explain an alternative for the airwalk at the end of chapter 18. So the way Matt does it in his tutorial is that he rolls over here, grabs that long gun, and then uses this platform over here to initiate an upwards airwalk and go onto that elevator, well, go to the bottom of it. So you can do it this way. It's a bit tricky though, and oftentimes I fall off the ledge like that, like exactly like that. It's very very easy to fall off it. If you want to do it this way, it can be a bit tricky, but yeah, it does work. And if you have the muscle memory for it, then yeah, see that one worked. You don't exactly have to hit the platform. There is like a bit of there is a bit of leeway with how quickly you can be moving upwards. But yeah, as you can see, it's like kind of a tricky airwalk in that you have to be moving upwards quite quickly. So you need to get quite a lot of height, and it can be difficult to get the muscle memory for that, especially off this one since we're doing a diagonal airwalk from here. So here is an alternative way to do it. If we go off to the left instead and climb up over here,
there's a switch.
We can use this ledge here to do a sideways airwalk. So this is basically like the same principle as with the chapter 9 airwalk, well, chapter 8 to 9 airwalk earlier. So here we're going to be doing a sideways airwalk and then trying to get up there using this ledge. So you want to get a stagger. Now I'm going to switch to the long gun and then hold directly to the right, and then press journal. So long gun, right, journal, and then we should get enough height to get this. So this way is like easier to set up, I'd say. It's definitely like harder to fall off than if you're using that platform, and also like you can well, you're recovering fully, so there isn't really like any difficulty with timing it after you stop aiming. It can be a bit tricky to get a stagger off it, but yeah, see, I was holding upright a bit there. I wasn't holding directly right. But yeah, I'll try and show it again. So I usually climb up like at the base of the steps. Like over here is good, I'd say. Then move right a bit.
Hey, there's a switch.
See, so this one should work because I moved directly to the right. If you go upright, then it likely won't work. And like what happened the previous attempt will probably happen in that you won't get enough height. So you want to be moving directly to the right, and like that's the important bit. And you should get enough height if you time the journal press correctly. Okay, so this is the last strat that I'll be explaining in this video. So that's the checkpoint right there in chapter 22 at the start of the major airwalks in this chapter. So this is the first one. This one doesn't really change. You can do a zip airwalk to get across like over here, but I usually don't do that. If you want to do it, then feel free to. I know Matt does it in his tutorial. Also, if you land over here, you can just do a book launch off that piece of cover, or that log rather, and then come over here. You can also grab a grenade on the way as well, if you feel like it, which I do right now. So yeah, anyway, usually after this airwalk over here, you'd be over here. So you just want to climb up these ladders, Also note that there are 2 grenades over here, so you can pick these up if you need extra grenades for whatever reason. Say you don't have enough to do the next airwalk, or if you feel like having backup grenades, then you can grab one of those or both of them if you want. So the old way that Matt explained in his tutorial was to climb up onto this, then airwalk across this gap onto that platform over there, like between that wall and that wall, right there. And you could do that way, but this way is a little bit faster. So you want to blind fire across this and then come over here. We're going to be doing a zip airwalk using this corner to go across the bridge, up the stairs, and then into the next area. Once I get over there, like at that platform, I'm going to be pausing briefly to make sure that the stairs are loaded in. And then once we're in the next area, I'm going to be paused for like a longer time to make sure that that area is loaded in. So this is what I mean by one cycle. So that's a cycle of the pause menu. I usually keep myself in the pause menu for 16 cycles. So like 1, 2, 3, all the way to 16. And that's like a consistent amount of time for that area to be loaded in, so that you don't like go through the wall and then like go off into the distance. So you want to make sure that you're in that next area. So to do the zip airwalk, you want to come over here. Make sure that you're like directly against this piece of cover, because like sometimes you can get like pushed off. Like right now I'm holding right, you can see, but I'm not going any closer. So if you're over here, then move back a bit, and then it will let you go further against the cover. And also don't be like too far forwards as well, because otherwise you'll get pushed off into like a weird direction. So you want to be you want to be like around here-ish, or at least I set it up around here. Yeah, there we go. So once you've stopped aiming, you can adjust the camera however you want. I usually adjust it like kind of like this, so that when I hold upright, then I'm going like very quickly off to the right. If you go too far to the left, then you'll get stuck on that wall, and then that's bad. You have to restart that, so you don't want to do that. Yeah, you want to like aim to go up the stairs over there. So it does need to be like quick to the right. So make sure you're angled correctly for that. So I'm going to hold upright and then switch to the long gun, press grenade, and then journal. So like this, it's good. Pause briefly and then unpause. And now once I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You can like stop holding L1 when you're in the pause menu, but make sure you hold it off again. So once you get over here, or like even if you're like over there where I'm aiming the grenade, you can like let go of L1 to make sure that the grenade's like lands over here somewhere. You don't want it to fall down over there, because otherwise Nate won't take any damage and then he won't get out of the soft lock. So yeah, make sure you throw the grenade up there somewhere, and that it stands like it's so that it stays there. So then yeah, you get knocked down over here. You want to climb up onto this pillar, and then from here off to the left. Make sure you have the long gun equipped, and then book launch over here. Climb up, and then once you've climbed up onto this roof, you can do the airwalk like how Matt described in his tutorial. So I won't do that one. But yeah, this has been the tutorial, and I hope it's been helpful. And let us know if you have any other questions as well. You can feel free to message me or ask in the Uncharted Discord if you're having any trouble with anything, or if you'd like any clarification as well. So yeah, thanks for watching.